3 bedrooms, 1 level with a great meadow view and gorgeous Saddle Lake Farms. Colleen and David Black, Keller Williams Realty. Call on Colleen.
This is your Weather Xtreme video for Saturday, November the 21st. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters, and it's going to be a bit of a wet weekend, although we probably won't be as wet today as it was looking like yesterday. So let's take a look at our Skycam images this morning. A lot of high cirrus. There's the look from Mount Cheeha looking off to the west, and you can see the high cirrus. Beautiful view as we look out over from the Decatur Skycam out over the bridge in the Tennessee River, and a lot of cirrus clouds visible there, and pretty solid deck of clouds as we look out over the Gulf of Mexico from our Gulf Shores Skycam. The culprit in our weather for this weekend is a surface low. It's still situated over the northwestern Gulf of Mexico, and that along with the upper air reflection, the trough over Texas, is going to be coming our way, and that will be bringing a good deal of rain, especially to the northern Gulf Coast, along from Louisiana over into northwest Florida. This morning, temperatures generally in the 40s across central Alabama. A little discrepancy there as you see some temperatures that are a little colder, but they didn't get as many clouds like over there around Rome, 37, 38 at DeKalb County, Fort Payne, but look at 49 at Birmingham and KELLER, where the clouds were a little thicker. And speaking of the clouds, one of the problems we have today is that the atmosphere is extremely dry. This is the sounding from last night, the sounding being made right now at the Shelby County Airport. So we've got to moisten that before we're going to see rain at the surface. So perhaps a lot of day to see some virga as the rain falls from the clouds and begins to moisten the atmosphere. You can see the rain over the southeastern part of Texas and Louisiana coastline. A little bit of patchy rain in South Alabama, but much of that is probably not reaching the ground. QPF-wise, it looks like we're going to see on the order of about a half inch or so across the north part of the state. But of course, with the surface low track along the Gulf Coast, I think the heaviest rain will be right offshore. And no storm prediction center area being outlooked for severe weather for today, although thunderstorms in the northwestern Gulf. And as the tropics are beginning to wind down, we've only got about 10 days left here, and no tropical storms being watched or areas of disturbed weather being watched. All right, here's the 06E GFS model run. And this is for today, and you can see our surface low just south of the coast of Louisiana. By tomorrow at midday, noontime, our trough is moving out across western Kentucky and western Tennessee, with the surface low now positioned somewhere in the vicinity of Pensacola for tomorrow, and that should bring rain overnight tonight to much of central Alabama and the Gulf Coast area, as well as Georgia and northwest Florida. By Monday, I think we're going to see a little wraparound moisture. The low is not that particularly strong according to the GFS, but I think we're going to see a little moisture. So I think we'll be clearing out on Monday. By Tuesday, we're now going to be dealing with the next weather system, and this one is a little puzzling because it looks like it's going to be fairly dry, but there's the strong short wave coming through the central part of the country, and there's our surface low beneath it, and certainly very, very cold. Look how the 540 line dips down into the northeast part of Oklahoma, into the vicinity of Tulsa. Now, the low takes on a rather interesting configuration. The GFS is suggesting that it's going to go into a double barrel kind of low, with one lobe of that rotating through the eastern Great Lakes and another one digging down into the central part of the country, and that will take the surface low up into the eastern Great Lakes, and the cold air still in the vicinity of Kansas City, as you can see by the thickness values there. Now, the second lobe takes over, and that should bring a pretty strong cold front, but the GFS is suggesting that the atmosphere will be too dry for any precipitation. So this is Thanksgiving Day, and notice the 540 line now down to Memphis and Little Rock. So certainly the cold air approaching. So we're going to be getting much colder for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. The trough comes on through on the 27th or Friday, Black Friday, and that brings much colder. Look at the 540 line now down south of Montgomery and south of Jackson down into the Hattiesburg area. And the nice part about this is that the entire system shifts pretty quickly, and we begin to see a warm up by Saturday, and then by Sunday we're dry, and it looks like another beautiful weekend for us, and we certainly warm up with the cold air back to the north. Now let's go out into voodoo country, and here's another system. We're certainly staying in a very progressive pattern. This is the 2nd of December, and certainly another system, and that one looks to be a wet and cold as well. Notice the 540 line once again down south of Jackson and Montgomery. And then finally at the end of the cycle, the westerly is a little further to the north, so this is not quite as cold, but we've got a cutoff low over northern Mexico, and at least right now it appears, and this is a long way out, that the main rain would be over Texas, and of course they're still recovering from a lot of drought, so they can use it. Well, that'll do it for this Weather Extreme video. I expect to have the next one posted by about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I certainly hope that you have a great day today. And again, it looks like it's going to be mostly dry for the better part of the daylight hours, but rain coming in late this afternoon and into the overnight hours. Hope that you have a great weekend, and Godspeed.
Each day there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home.
Sharing your stories on ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.